The things that can happen in the public school settings. I mean, you definitely have things can go awry. I mean, sometimes you might have students that they're fine, they have great days, kind of classes where they come home and they're like, well, that was really mundane. Other times you got some class drama that is rather unexpected. And I've certainly seen clips of this like online of, maybe, well, it might be high school, it might be another different category of just maybe a day not being so normal. Or maybe some students kind of, venturing off into, dangerous or potentially risky places. Things that would certainly disrupt, I think, their long-standing honor. That's what you're seeing here. Kind of, again, it seems a dangerous situation. Some real risks on the subject's part, but unnecessary ones, I believe. This is called Killer Competition. It's another MarVista Entertainment movie, which you might be familiar with them. But they mostly do, like, TV thrillers, if you're not familiar with the studio. Let's go ahead and take a look at this from the synopsis. And did ring, something familiar that I've seen in another movie as well. But let's take a look and see what it says from a synopsis perspective. This is according to IMDb. By her friend Sarah's suggestion, high school senior Nicole manipulates test scores to be the valedictorian, but becomes the prime suspect for a series of top-ranked students' murders. She takes it basically one step further than what's Dylan Sprouse in Dismissed. I believe the movie's on Netflix. Actually, I think it's a strong thriller. It's pretty good. Dylan Sprouse does a great job. But in that film, it's more so centered around this is like some a really high achieving student who was all put out that he didn't get a B, and then it essentially became like a revenge story against the teacher. Like, how dare you give me a B? I was consistent, straight A student. Like, okay, you have to suspect a lot of yourself in that case. And there was, more to be, depicted in the context of that, but this basically is a step further rather than just, I'm kind of put out by the grades. Here, let me go switch them up myself. But, in this case, it's more so, I guess, centered around wanting to be the top of the class, as the film is alternately titled. I do think, I think Killer Competition is actually a little more, it's a little more broad, but it's interesting. Now, I will say with MarVista Entertainment, that's a pretty straightforward synopsis of what you'll be seeing, but their thrillers tend to give away a bit too much. You might be used to this if you've watched me cover or watched my coverage in the past of MarVista Entertainment thrillers. They spoil a lot. So let's go ahead and take a look at in what feels like we take a 90-minute movie, typically what it would be like on average on a television screen. It's boiled down to about 3 minutes with the main twist given to you in the trailer. It's kind of weird. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the main trailer and see how this is. We're going to watch the main trailer first for Killer Competition, and we're going to talk about it more in my condensed review segment. Follow us watching the video together. Okay, without further ado, let's take a look. Here we go.
Nicole, is everything all right?
I've been struggling with my essay for my application to Westbridge.
I get it. I was a valedictorian myself.
Going to college there is all that I have dreamt about.
Sure, it's so badly.
I decided to apply.
You know that that's my dream school. They'd never accept two students from the same high school.
You should make sure you apply to some backup schools then. Enjoy life at your second choice.
Oh.
I should have never mentioned Westbridge. He's ruining it for me.
Midterms are tomorrow, right?
He's one of the smartest students in the school. I doubt that he'll blow his midterm.
What if we make sure he does?
How are we gonna do this?
Forge in his handwriting.
Congratulations, girl. You're going to Westbridge.
Well, I understand that she was...
Victor Miller took his life last night.
What?
Who caused this? We didn't know he was gonna react like this.
You knew Victor, yes?
We knew each other. We just weren't friends.
You're both competing for valedictorian.
Victor believed someone had stolen his test and forged another in his handwriting.
Any idea of who might want to do that?
What's going on?
The police think whoever forged his test also wrote his suicide note.
They think that Victor was murdered?
You had something to gain from Victor's death, which gives you motive.
We believe someone may be
I
targeting the
kind of sense what's going on here, maybe.
You should all consider yourselves persons of interest.
Why would one of us do it?
Be lucky for us. There's less competition now.
Someone's willing to kill to be valedictorian.
Not as smart as you thought you were, huh?
Everything was always about your perfect grades, robbing me of a chance, one that I deserve.
I got that sense. I could have done without, the over the top, like, well, with the line delivery, at least in the context of the trailer. It felt a bit over the top to me. It's how it registered. But I get, like, it's a final, statement of, I'm the one who's guilty, and blah, 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 blah. But it's kind of like, okay, yeah, it's rather explosive. But I kind of getting that sense, like, she's right there the entire time. She's kind of coercing you. I mean, for this girl, like I was saying, I would never justify going as far as to forge somebody, commit a criminal act. But I can sympathize with the fact that she feels pressured. And in some ways, he sort of did taunt her. So, he, again, put her in this position where she's like, oh, I really want to get into my dream school. And I have a chance there, but there may be some other factors precluding me. So, again, I would never endorse, forging somebody's handwriting, especially when as a result, they might take that, the person that would be a victim to might take that to such drastic measures. But, I mean, that is definitely a sad story. I mean, I get this is fiction, but if that were true, maybe it is true. I don't know. Maybe something like this did happen. Maybe this is inspired by something. I have no idea. But that would be, I'm sure there would be a weight on the conscience carried through by the person who's like, oh, sure, who agreed to that. But I mean, when you bring in, maybe there's another person who's got a backhanded motive. Yeah, there's a lot more going on. And I could tell immediately, like, it's her. Like, I'm sitting there thinking, she's going to be the one who's guilty, right? She just is. I mean, again, like, the trailer was far more obvious than it needed to be in that regard. Like, I didn't need to know. But again, this is MarVista. I'm not surprised. What are your guys' thoughts of Killer Competition? Let me know down below. Don't forget to look at stuff with like, subscribe, and sharing that bell. And until we get to look at more from the studio, I'll see you guys whatever that happens to be. But for now, thanks for watching this video. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, your fellow man. God bless. And peace.